जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरदारी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरदारी यशोदानंदन व्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरदारी गिरिवरदारी यशोदानंदन व्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Om Vishnupad Param Parivrajakaचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की समस्त गौर भक्तवृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today we are going to start new chapter, 4th, 3rd canto, 21st chapter. So we are going to begin this chapter. First sloka. So please repeat after me. Vidura uvacha Swayambhuvasya cha manor Vanshah paramasammatah Katyatam bhagavan yatra Maithunenaidhire praja Swayambhuvasya cha manor Vamshah paramasammatah कथ्यतां भगवन् यत्र मैथुनेनैधिरे प्रजाः स्वायम्भुवस्य च मनो वंशः परमसम्मतः कथ्यतां भगवन् यत्र मैथुनेनैधिरे प्रजाः Mataji. Word to word meaning? Vidura uvacha. Vidura said, Swayambhuvasya, of Swayambhuva, cha, and Manoho, of Manu, Vamshaha, the dynasty, Parama, most, Sammataha, esteemed, Katyatam, kindly describe, Bhagavan, O worshipable sage, Yatra, in which Maithunena, through sexual intercourse, Edhire, multiplied, Prajaha, the progeny. Translation. Vidura said, the line of Swayambhuva Manu was most esteemed. O worshipable sage, I beg you, give me an account of this race, whose progeny multiplied through sexual intercourse. Purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. A regulated sex life to generate good population is worth accepting. Actually, Vidura was not interested in hearing the history of persons who merely engaged in sex life, but he was interested in the progeny of Swayambhu Manu, because in that dynasty good devotee kings appeared who protected their subjects very carefully with spiritual knowledge. By hearing the history of their activities, therefore, one becomes more enlightened. An important word used in this connection is Parama Sammataha, which indicates that the progeny created by Swayambhu Manu and his sons was approved of by great authorities. In other words, sex life for creating exemplary population is acceptable to all sages and authorities of Vedic scriptures. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuttapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. How are you? Fine. 21st chapter. Vidura Vacha. Swayambhuvasya cha manoha vamshaha paramasammataha. Swayambhuva's vamsha is, Swayambhu Manu's vamsha is most esteemed. Katyatam Bhagavan yatra maithunena edhire prajaha. In this dynasty, Swayambhu Manu's dynasty, so that dynasty is, that race is multiplied or increased by sexual intercourse. So, and he is asking about that, Vidura is asking about that Vamsha. So, Swayambhu Manu. So, what was going on actually? So, if you see, Before this 20th chapter, we have seen creation of yakshas, rakshasas, devatas, pisachas, kinneras, kimpurushas, bhuta, preta, and various trees, plants, and also prajapatis, demigods, manushas, humans, all they are created. Yes, these are all created, which is said in the 20th chapter. This 20th chapter is continuation of creation, secondary creation, which was began in 10th chapter actually. 10th chapter of this canto, third canto. In this third canto, 10th chapter, Maitreya explaining about Visarga, secondary creation. Total 10 sargas were there. Mahat Sarga, creation of Mahat. Second, creation of Ahankara. Next, creation of Pancha Tanmatras and Pancha Mahabhutas. Then, creation of Jnanendriyas. And creation of mind and Adhisthana Devatas. So, like this, we have heard 5 sargas, and 6th sarga is creation of 5 kinds of avidyas. 5 kinds of avidyas were mentioned. Then after that, we have seen in 10th chapter of 3rd canto, we have seen Brahmaji has created trees and plants. Then after that, he created animals, who are those living entities which are moving actually, moving entities. Then he told that creation of demigods. Then creation of, finally, he said, after the animals, he said creation of humans. Then finally he said creation of demigods. Like this, we have 10 sargas. In that, 5 are done by Brahmaji. Creation of 5 kinds of avidyas, creation of plants, trees, next creation of animals, creation of humans, creation of demigods. Last 5 out of 10, 5 were done by Brahmaji, and the remaining 5, first 5, before Brahmaji, those were created. So like this, we have seen. So there are 10 sargas which are taking place in creation of this entire universe. So in the 12th chapter also, he started once again. Once again means giving more details. First, what he said in the 12th chapter of 3rd canto, सब भूल गए. The 3rd canto 12th chapter, what was said? 3rd canto 12th chapter, it was said that he said initially, first he created 5 avidyas. There he was saying creation of Sanakadi Rishis, then after that creation of Rudra, then after that creation of what? Prajapatis, then after that creation of Vagdevi, and then creation of Swayambhu Manu. Like this he said. If you see, what Brahmaji created is said in 3 chapters. Where? 3rd canto, 10th chapter, 3rd canto, 12th chapter, 3rd canto, 20th chapter. Same thing. But in 12th chapter, it is said that Sanakadi Rishis were created first. So then after that, Prajapatis are created. But, and also if you see in the 20th chapter of 3rd canto, initially Devatas are created. Initially Vrukshas, plants and trees are created, then Devatas are created. So there is zigzag fashion is there. That means if you see, whatever he explained, Maitreya Muni, the creation done by Brahmaji is not in a sequence. In these three chapters, it is said here and there. But actually, what is the flow Brahmaji creates? So we should understand actually. This is one of the important aspect. So, first who were created actually? So our acharyas are saying, first and foremost, sarganam ayam kramo chigneyaha. Pratamam pancha purva avidya sargaha. First and foremost, 5 ignorances are created. 5 avidyas. What are those 5 avidyas? Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesh. These are the 5 avidyas. First and foremost is avidya. What it does? Avidya is nothing but avrta jnanam. That means it covers the Jivatma's identity actually. It covers Jivatma's identity. Because of avidya, so avaranatmaka shakti we say. In our terminology, we say avaranatmaka shakti and vikshepatmaka shakti. So Maya's avaranatmaka shakti is nothing but avidya here. Avaranatmaka shakti, what it does? It covers the identity of Jivatma. Jivatma is not able to know about himself when it is covered by avaranatmaka shakti. Of course, all these jivas, these are all existing eternally in the body of Mahavishnu. At that time also Jivatma is covered with avidya. But when he glanced on Prakriti, all these Jivatmas which are covered with avidya along with karma, they entered into Prakriti. Now what Brahmaji is giving then? Already it is covered with avidya. Now Brahmaji is also once again is creating avidya. So that means he is just facilitating the avidya which is eternally covering that Jivatma. Okay? It's just as a facilitation actually. So, here now that is becoming active. Active means, so that Jivatma becoming now going to get the body, and being in that body, Jivatma is now not able to action form. Brahmaji's creation is nothing but bringing that Jivatma which is covered with avidya into action. So, this avidya, what it does? It covers the identity of Jivatma so that Jivatma is not able to know who is he. He is inherently, he is constitutionally, Jivatma is soul. So, that knowledge is now covered. So, that's why Jivatma is not able to know who is he. Then after that, asmita. Asmita means what it does? Because of the asmita, Jivatma is started identifying with the body as himself. That means he is getting the sense of I because of asmita. So Jivatma is getting sense of I towards body. That means that's why he is thinking that sometimes body is he himself. And then he says, I am fatty, I am so thin, or I am short, or I am long. So he is identifying because of this asmita is also known as vikshepatmaka shakti of the Maya. Then after that, what will be the asmita? Raga. So third avidya is raga. It's a third ignorance. What it does, this raga, it is creating attachment towards the material objects, sense objects. So that's why because of raga, Jivatma is getting so attachment towards the material objects. So avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha. Next one is dvesha. What it does? So now Jivatma is getting the raga if it is not available to him. Someone is causing that Jivatma to not to get that. Then towards that person it is going to get what? Dvesha. Then after that, abhinivesha. Abhinivesha means is almost all like a death state. So now it is having attachment for some object and it is not available, and it fought, and then after that finally if it is not available, then it will be what it is going to happen? Abhinivesha. That means it's get fainted because of extreme anger actually, or it's like a death-like situation. So this is the Abhinivesha. So like this, Brahmaji creates first and foremost these 5 avidyas which can facilitate Jivatmas as per its karma. These 5 things will be acting. So one Jivatma's raga towards the material object is not equal to the another Jiva's raga towards the material objects. Why? Because of the karma. So proportionately, so this Jivatma is given the ignorance as per the karma of that Jivatma. So that's the first and foremost what he does. Brahmaji's creation of 5 ignorances is the first creation done by Brahmaji. Then after that, tataha vanaspati vrukshadi sargaha. In the next level, what he does? So next level, he creates the trees and plants. Vanaspati vrukshadi sargaha. He creates the trees and plants. Tataha sarpadi sargaha. Then after that, he creates reptiles. So snakes and so on, so he creates. Then after that, he creates go mahishyadi sargaha. First trees, second snakes and so on, so reptiles. Then fourth is first and foremost avidya, 5 kinds of ignorances. And second is trees and plants. Third one is reptiles, snakes. And fourth creation is go mahishyadi sargaha, creating of animals. What he is creating actually, animals, all animals he is creating directly and sending there. And now your cows and dogs and all are there. Those are all created by him and sending. What is the meaning of creating? So cows and buffaloes and also cats, dogs, all he created means what? Brahmaji created all these means what? Did you question? So we are seeing buffalo is coming from buffalo. What is the meaning of Brahmaji created buffaloes? Cow is coming from cow. What is the meaning of cow is created by Brahmaji? Snakes are coming from snakes. What it mean? Brahmaji is creating what? Prototypes. So dhancha, prototypes he is creating. So that is the meaning actually. So that like seed form, he is creating seed form of all these entities that will be further multiplied. So next, yaksha, rakshasa, asura, kinnara, kimpurushadi sargaha. Then yakshas, rakshasas, asuras, kinnaras, kimpurushas is creating all these. Then after that, sanakadi marityadi sargaha. So next he is creating Sanakadi Rishis. Sanakadi Rishi he creates directly actually. These are all not seed forms. Only one Sanaka only will be there. One Marichi only will be there. So directly they are coming. So Sanakadi Marichyadi Sargaha. Then after that, Manushya Sargaha. After Sanakadi Rishis he is creating Manushas. Means prototypes of Manushas. Then the final what he creates? Final he creates Manu, Swayambhu, Manu and Shatrupa. And they both come together and they produce 5 children. They produce 5 children. How they produced? By Maithune Naiva. Maithuna Kriya. Before that, how Manu is created? Manu is created by Maithuna? By sexual intercourse? No. Sanakadi Rishis are created by sexual intercourse? No. So Maithuna Kriya begins from Swayambhu Manu. That principle actually, attraction between male and female, and used as a principle, as the directing principle for increasing progeny, multiplying progeny actually. This is the principle started from Manu. So that's why here, So that means from Manu, initially the prototypes of humans, whatever are created, that further continued. Stri pum rupena vardante sma. From Manu, so Manushya principle, Manushas are increased through the form of what? Stri pum rupena. Stri pum maithuna rupena eva. Tatra. So by male and females intercourse, jivas are, Manushas are increased actually. That's why we are all descendants of Manu. That's why we are all known as Manavaha. Manu's sons or descendants are known as Manavaha. We are all Manavas. So that is the background. Now we should try to understand here. Vidura is asking what? Swayambhuvasya cha manoho vamshaha paramasammataha katyatam bhagavan yatra maithunena edire prajaha. In the dynasty of Swayambhu Manu, progeny is increased through Maithuna. But before there was no Maithuna. Brahmaji created Sanakadi Rishis, also he created, and that means Prajapatis. Manu, these are all not because of Maithuna Kriya. So now further we will be understanding the purport. A regulated sex life to generate good population is worth accepting. So regulated sex life means one should follow proper samskaras and one should have garbhadana samskara to have a child actually. This is the Vedic system. So from Brahmaji onward till the present generation, if everyone follow properly all the samskaras, purificatory process, samskara means what? Purificatory process. What it does? It purifies. It purifies the existence of the people, and also it purifies. So by certain samskaras like Garbhadana samskara, it cleans the womb actually. Because of that, so appropriate soul, a pure soul will come and take birth in that womb. So that's a purificatory process or strictly should be followed. Among them, if anyone is not good, either male or female, then the semen whatever is flowing in that parampara will be polluted. It will be finished. So even male is pure, but if female is impure, then semen is polluted. So that's why then uske baad, then after that whatever so generation comes, that's a polluted generation actually. So if there is possibility of from Brahmaji onwards, that means from Manu onwards till now, both sides, parent and so mother and father side, if both all are perfectly following all the samskaras, Shodash samskaras, then in that family, so definitely he will be appearing a pure soul. The same Varna person will appear. In the Brahmana family, Brahmana only will appear. In Kshatriya family, Kshatriya only will appear. And in the Vaishya family, Vaishya only will appear. Provided what? From Brahmaji to till now. If you assure that mother side and father side, so all are followed, all generations followed properly purificatory process. So then it is possibility. Then you can say that once birth is based upon, so by birth, once Varna can be decided based upon birth. If that is not assured, then you cannot assure that there is a same Varna person is taking birth in that dynasty. It's no possibility. But nobody can assure like that. How can you say this? So many generations, who will assure that? So that's why this is concluded that there is no possibility of getting Varna just by birth. It cannot be decided. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj writes this. So if you assure this, then I will accept. Then prove it. Your all dynasties are properly followed, all generations followed properly, all the samskaras. So Prabhupada writes in another purport, in the case of Venu, why he such a bad person appeared? So from actually as a son of Anga. So Anga you all know. So he is coming in the dynasty of Swayambhu Manu only. Yes? Swayambhu Manu son, Uttanapada son, Dhruva son. So what is that? Vatsara and Vatsara's son something is there. You can see in the 4th canto, in 13th chapter. So then finally Dhruva, Chakshusha Manu will come, and then finally Dhruva appears. Finally Anga appears. Till Anga, everything, that means the semen of Swayambhu Manu and Dhruva Maharaj is flowing. But what happened? Because of Sunitha, Anga's wife is Sunitha. She was daughter of death personified. He is a dangerous person. Whomever he sees, he will irrespectively, that means without any reason, ahaituki, he will kill them actually. Such a bad person. And that person's daughter is Sunitha. So generally, father's qualities maximum you can see in daughter, and mother's qualities you can see in son. So that's why she is very, very bad in nature actually. Bad in nature, cruel in nature. She is also. So now when she has a wife, when they had intercourse, then Anga's semen is polluted actually because of her association. Because it is in her womb, then it is polluted, and then who appeared? The great dangerous cruel person, that is Venu appeared. But in the Venu's body, whose semen is flowing? Dhruva Maharaj's semen is flowing. Dhruva till Anga, all that is there. Till there, from Manu to till there, it is preserved properly. So here one more important point. It's not like that. Marriage means just nowadays they are going for dating. So how they are selecting their partner? Just have a dating, and if it is okay, then fine. They decided that let us have marriage. This is the way. So this is a very worst way actually. It's a nonsense completely. In a traditional system, at least in villages, they used to check at least 7 generations from the girl's side and also from boys' side. And parents used to do thorough research. Why? Why? Because there is a great chance actually, if there is any pollution happened, at least they are assuring for 7 generations, so that there is a good possibility of having a good children. Because if someone is very bad, then semen is polluted in that dynasty actually. Then automatically, if you pick a person from such a dynasty, then whatever thing happened to the Anga, same thing will happen. And all the cruel persons will appear. Bad persons, bad in character. So that's why the purity of the semen should be maintained. At least they look for 7 generations minimum actually. So if they are drunkards in that generation, if they are eating meat, or if they are doing some nonsense or robbery, thieves, and how they were living, they inquire PD after, that means generation before generation. And then after that they assure that okay, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, they check. Then they go for commitment for the marriage. It's not a sentimental system, it is a systematic system actually. This is a thorough research, thorough way of approaching. Marriage means having good children. Marriage means is not for sex life. How fit you are for my sex, then I will be selecting you as my partner. This is a nonsense idea actually. And I will decide by spending few days and we will see that how you are so coping up with me and whether we can go both together or not. It is like a demonic way of selecting the partner actually. It's a demonic way. Just not the right way. Having of dating, then you can find the partner. Having sex for some time, so then I can find. This is the wrong thing actually. So marriage should happen. So Prabhupada writes again and again, there should be checking of the character actually, of the male and female, both. So bride and bridegrooms, their character has to be checked. Their interesting should be matching. Their nature should be matching. For that, they can use astrology, and also they has to check the dynasty, the purity of the semen, how it is maintained in that dynasty. Then they will be going after thoroughly checking. That's why, because of measuring all these things, these factors, nobody is ready to do any kind of wrong thing in the society, because his children will not be married by anyone. Nobody is going to select, his daughter is not going to get any marriage, or his son is not going to get any girl, actually is not going to get. Because of this fear, social fear. This is known as Vedic culture actually. It's not a sentimental culture. Nowadays, so-called Buddha Janaha, intelligent people, they think that it's a simply sentimental system. It's not sentimental system. It is a very proper culture actually. This is. It's a tradition, and this is maintained. Sanity and purity is maintained by through the culture actually. So it's a very scientific also. Of course, some nonsense is added by the karma kandis, by the culprits actually they are. So they added some kind of karma kanda things, and there is a disappearance of pure devotional service, and because of their so-called preaching and so definitely is there. So but the point is, this is the way one has to used to do that. Now that's why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, to decide a varna, one has to check the 5 parameters. At least they has to approach Jyotisha, and also through the Ayurveda also you can. So if they are properly followed from Brahmaji till now, all the samskaras, then you can expect Brahmana is appearing in the Brahmana family. But if it is not, it's not so easy actually. Nowadays nobody have any samskaras. They will be having the Upanayana samskara at the age of 25. Before marriage, just one day before they go for Upanayana samskara. Upanayana samskara should be done at the age of 7. And then after that they will remove the thread and keep there, and they go to the US to do the job. They think that this thread is very annoying for them. This is the, do you think they are, and they say that I am so-called Chaturvedi and Divedi and Patak. Nothing actually. This is not going to work. This is not the way to maintain the, that means they don't do Sandhya Vandan, nothing is there. So simply they say that so-called Brahmana or so-called Kshatriya or so-called Vaishya. That is not the way to actually follow the samskaras. So all this, the culture is completely gone now. Now there is no Vedic culture. You don't find, it's a complete digested. It's a sitil ho gaya. Sitil, fully destroyed, fully finished. Like a building is kept for some 200 years, then what will happen? All the bricks are falling, and so all this damage, like that. Culture is gone. Then to revive this culture, the great hero, who is that? In our line of our parampara, who is coming? The great Acharya, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And he is the revolution actually. He started actually reviving this culture, and so the purity, the essence of Vedic literature is what? Essence of Vedic literature is pure devotional service. But all the Vedic culture is taken by and driven by whom? Karmakandis. And he wants to finish all these kind of ideals. Karmakandis, they accept by birth varna, and also they promote that everything is there for successful of karma. Even you should worship Vishnu only to get success in your karma. So these kind of teachings were elaborately taught to the society. So that's why you can see 95% of people in so-called Hindus are all Karmakandis, or lesser than that, are atheist. fully influenced for the few generations, actually so centuries it was like that. So that's why to re-establish the principles of pure devotional service, and also to decide varna not by birth but by the nature, by the guna and karma. So for that one should use the astrology and one should use the Ayurveda Shastra. By using the Ayurveda Shastra also, one can study the nature of the body and mind, and one can understand what is his varna actually. And also on top of that, they will be given the nature can be observed directly, and so like this one can by birth also. Birth is also one of the minor factor actually. So in this way he is writing actually, he wants to re-establish the essence of all the Vedas scriptures is pure devotional service, and also society has to be conducted based upon the society divided based upon guna and karma with these ideas, and he is having a huge plan. That's why the term Daiva Varnashram Dharma is coined by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This is the thing actually, a regulated sex life to generate good population is worth accepting actually. So this is the way one can re-maintain the so-called, that means we re-maintain the sanity and purity of the dynasties, and once again then society can be conducted, and this will go for the few centuries actually. This will happen definitely. Next, Prabhupada is writing, actually Vidura was not interested in hearing the history of persons who merely engaged in sex life. So it's not that by doing sex how children are produced. This is not his goal of hearing actually. His goal of hearing is great personalities are appearing in this dynasty. We are going to see the great devotee Dhruva Maharaj is going to appear, and the great devotee Priyavrata. And if you see the Uttanapadas dynasty, you will be seeing the Anga, you will be seeing in the same Uttanapadas dynasty. So Prithu Maharaj is going to appear. Then we are going to see Prachina Barhi, and after that we will be seeing appearance of Prachetas. Of course, once again Daksha also will appear in this. Rebirth of Daksha we will be seeing. So there are great dynasties, great devotees are appearing. This we are going to study in 4th canto completely. We study in completely 4th canto, and also this will be restarted again in the 6th canto, 4th chapter. Pracheta's sons. So who are that? Pracheta's son. Who is that? That's a Daksha. So appearance of Daksha and what Daksha did is we are going to see in that. And Daksha, so he wants to hear that. Vidura wants to hear, was not interested in hearing, because of hearing of the great devotees' pastimes that will purify the heart. Whatever you hear, that will be your consciousness. Simple, fundamental actually. If we hear more and more material things, we will become more and more materially diseased and getting the more and more material interest. If we hear more and more about the glories of pure devotion, pure devotees and the pure devotion. So this whole Bhagavatam is nothing but what? Is simply explanation of pure devotion and also pure devotees' characteristics. These characteristics will be, so by hearing we get purification actually. It's a simple process, hearing process. Who merely engaged in sex life, but he was interested in the progeny of Swayambhu Manu, because in that dynasty good devotee kings appeared. Also we are going to see Lord Kapila is a son of daughter, mother Devhuti's son. All those things he is going to ask. Initially he will ask about, first and foremost, about Devhuti only. And Devhuti and Kardam Muni. Because Kardam Muni and Devhuti they both yogini and yogi. Yogini and yogi. Being yogini and yogi, how they came and had a intercourse, sexual intercourse, and produced a child. Because they are yogi. So such a yogi and yogini, how it happened? This is a question of Vidura. In further it is going to come. So this is a system na, through the stri pum. Mani maithunena edhire prajaha. So prajas, so increased by the maithuna. So that is a surprising thing. Such a great Kardama is a yogi, and she is also great yogini. And how they had so this child actually through sexual intercourse, that we discuss in 22nd chapter, 23rd, 24th. Then appearance of Kapila will be over actually. Then after that Kapila's teachings will begin from 25th chapter onwards. So next, merely engaged in sex life, but he was interested in the progeny of Swayambhu Manu, because in that dynasty good devotee kings appeared who protected their subjects very carefully with spiritual knowledge. Like you can see how Dhruva Maharaj was ruling, and how Prithu, the great ruling of Prithu Maharaj, is explained in the 13th chapter, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, so 19, 20, 21, 22, so many chapters for Prithu Maharaj in 4th canto. And you can learn, Prabhupada is writing so elaborate purports. If you want to learn what is real politics, and what is the best way of ruling, and what is a king, a ruler should have the qualities, and what kind of systems are good for this present society, he is elaborately explaining actually. One can derive so much information from there actually. So best policies and best methods Prabhupada is discussing there. He will be discussing in the 4th canto. It will be coming very soon. Next, by hearing the history of their activities, therefore one becomes more enlightened. By their great activities, one will be enlightened. An important word used in this connection is Paramasammataha, which indicates that progeny created by Swayambhu Manu and his sons was approved by great authorities. That means this dynasty is approved by great authorities. In other words, sex life for creating exemplary population is acceptable to all sages and authorities of Vedic scriptures. So that's why it is authenticated by the sages and authorities, Vedic scriptures. Thank you very much. So any questions? Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for this session. Prabhuji, you mentioned about that all this knowledge is missing. So the knowledge has to be brought back. How will the knowledge be brought back? Through training. What are the ways training is being organized in our society?
Prabhupada said that's why Varnashrama College, wherever we have our center, it should be started immediately in 1974. To train all this knowledge and to train the population in a right direction. अभी तक तो हम लोग सोच ही रहे हैं. We are all thinking when to start. Yes, next. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for your class. My question is this: you mentioned here, we can check 7 generation
At least.
And Prabhupada in class and Prabhupada books, he mentioned one slok, Thamsanaki Niti. There he mentioned, if gold is found in dirty place, you can take. And if pool is hidden, if there is also nice gold, you can take from them. And there we not see their pitris or their forefather. How can relate this?
There is a niti, and this is the dharma. Dharma Shastras and Niti Shastras. Niti Shastras having some kind of authority. If you are not able to, if you are able to get a best girl and in proper dynasty, that is the best actually. Niti is telling that at least So you look for a good character girl. But Niti Shastras cannot surpass Dharma Shastras. Okay? Dharma Shastra's authority is more. First you should look for what? As per Dharma Shastra. Then if it is not there, Niti is just moralities. It's a moral science. Like in the Bhagavad Gita also you can see Dharma Shastras are saying something and Artha Shastras are saying something. So authority of scriptures also you should see from where it is coming. Based upon that we should take decision. And Srimad Bhagavatam is the highest authority. And then down that, then we have the Dharma Shastras. Then you have the down that Niti Shastras and Artha Shastras. Okay. Next. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. You have simplified the creation process.
Yeah.
And you described about how systematically the creation happened. He created Manavas first, then he created Manu.
Manu.
But the question is, from Manu only Manavas are coming. How this can happen? Just
He created seed form of prototype of Manavas first. Then he created Manu, Swayambhu Manu. Then from Manu through the sexual intercourse, then Manavas are multiplied. The Manava seed will be further propagated through the Manu only. So like that. Just Stripum Bhavena. So Maitunena Edhire. Through the Maithun they produce. That is the system.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
You have mentioned that Rakshasas all have come from created by Brahma.
But who? Rakshasas.
Rakshasas.
Ah.
Brahmaji created.
Rakshasas? No, not Brahmaji created Rakshasas. Sanakadi Rishis I said. Rakshasas principle only created, na? But Sanakadi Rishis, you cannot multiply them.
So my question is that being a Rakshasa, Hiranyakashipu, how he got the children like Prahlad Maharaj?
Because see, this is the system, randomly it happens. And one more thing, Prahlad Maharaj became Prahlad Maharaj because of association of Narada Muni. It's a Kripa of Narada Muni actually. By the Narada Muni's Kripa, because that Prahlad Maharaj previously in the life, we can hear in the Sandarbhas also, he was doing fasting on the day of Narsingha Chaturdashi somehow. Prahlad Maharaj is both actually Jiva Tattva and also it is a Nitya Parsha Tattva. Both are there together mixed this is. And in that way we say that, so because of that and Narada Muni's mercy, so he became like that. Narada Muni gave Bhava, till Bhava he gave Kripa to Prahlad Maharaj directly. That's why he appeared. Yeah. Anyway, we have to finish, wind up. Yeah. Last question.
Prabhuji, thank you for the class. In this day and age, you said like 7 generations we have to see astrology, and so in this day and age, astrology also we cannot trust, and 7 generations forget. After grandfather we don't know. So how do we navigate through all this in this age? For marriage or for going into Grihastha?
The present solution is look for as much as possible, and finally one should compromise and keep Krishna as center, and for material purpose, because we are not so fully surrendered immediately, any consequences come. So even if I marry such a person who is not cooperated with me, but still I will take everything in the favor of devotion. If you have such a strong faith, then well and good, no need to check any things actually, if you are fully surrendered. But if you are not able to do that, so then definitely you have to take the advantage of these systems as much as possible. But what is the permanent solution given by our acharyas? Revive this culture by training and educating the people through the Varnashrama college. This is the concept given by, so from Bhaktivinoda Thakur to it is coming actually. We are still in lagging actually implementing this. That has to be done. Once again we will start the dividing of the society. That is the Prabhupada's vision actually. Okay, thank you very much for all of you. So Srila Prabhupada ki, Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nitai Gaur Preman.